Well, hi, Danny, and it's a pleasure for me to have you today with this interview. I'm really a fan. I've read the Naked Marketing Manifesto, and I appreciate all of the writing that you do. I'm a huge fan of John Morrow. I read his blog incessantly, and that's how I learned about you. I believe I saw a guest post on his blog that you had written, and then it turned me on to your writing, and I realized there was other amazing writers out there. I've gone through your video training. I've learned some great tips from you, and I just wanted to give you this opportunity to post a video on my website and share more information about what you do and your services.
Well, thank you very much.
I had sent you an email, and the reason this video happened is I really appreciate the emails that you send out to the people that subscribe to your newsletter. And I want to encourage anybody to go to firepolemarketing.com and subscribe to the newsletter. You ask questions and you answer each email, each comment on your blogs. And it's really wonderful because we get direct feedback right from you. I get the impression that you are the one on the keyboard actually typing it.
I am, for hours at a time sometimes.
Yeah, so it's really a good trick that I'm definitely going to copy because I believe in communicating one-on-one with people, and I advocate for local business myself and believe that the old-fashioned handshake and face-to-face meeting is a good thing.
Absolutely.
And
Look, business is
video
about
gives us
people.
that opportunity. Yeah, it's really great. So I had sent you a list of like 7 questions, and I wanted to focus on one. And for me, I really think that you learn from mistakes you've made in the past. And I've read a lot about you. I feel like I know too much information. I know you're from Canada, but you would spend a significant time in Israel, which is great. And I want to know, what is the best mistake you made and what did you learn from it?
So it's a very interesting question, and let me share with you my perspective on mistakes first, because
Sure.
I believe that if we care about what we're doing, we make the best decisions that we can with the knowledge and understanding that we have at the time. Of course, that knowledge and understanding is often imperfect. So
Correct.
there are no situations where I could go back and say, being there, I should have done things differently, because knowing what I knew and understanding what I did, I made the best decision I could. But there are things that in hindsight, they didn't work out very well. And if knowing then what I know now, I would have handled things very differently.
Yeah, we all need a time machine.
Yeah. So, but on the other hand, I learned a lot from, the things that didn't work often more than the things. Well, no, I've learned some good things from things that did work too. I don't want to discredit that. It's nice when things work.
Yeah.
But I've learned a lot from the things that didn't work. And so I wouldn't go back and change things, because, you go back, you change one thing, and who knows where I'd be today. And I like where I am today. It wasn't always an easy road to get here, but, now that I'm here, it was worth it.
That's great.
So you were asking, what's a big example? And the big example, I don't know if you read this post that I wrote. It was a guest post I wrote on Marcus Sheridan's blog quite a long time ago.
I did read that one.
So the backstory is that in 2007, 2008, I started and ran a literacy education software startup. So we were building software that teaches kids how to read. And it's something that I'm very passionate about. I believe education is incredibly important, which is ironic given my personal educational path.
Yeah.
But so we had built this company, and we were building great stuff that the experts loved, the kids loved. And somehow we weren't getting traction with the parents and with the teachers. And I was a very young, very inexperienced entrepreneur, CEO. I was 23 years old. I didn't really know very much. And I learned as I kind of worked through this industry that the educational industry is very complicated for a variety of reasons. Educational institutions are very complicated to work with. Any market where your customer and your end user is not the same person, you're selling to parents or teachers, but your users are kids, that also presents a lot of complications. It took a long time for me to figure out what was going on and what I was doing wrong and how we needed to change. By the time I figured it out, it was time, we were ready to pivot and we came up with a new concept. And just as we were ready to start looking for the money that we would need to make all these changes, the markets crashed and there was no money to be had. And so the combination of the markets crashing and, the track record thus far and the timelines and the way it all worked out, it killed the company. So I had to let
Yeah.
everyone go. I got stuck with about $250,000 of debt myself. And it's unfortunate because we were building something valuable. I mean, this would have been valuable for kids. It was something
Yeah.
that, I plan to get back to at some point one day. And so it's sad, it's unfortunate. And this is something that, I would go back and I wouldn't go back and change it, but it's one of those things that, if only I knew then what I knew now,
Yeah.
I could have done a lot more with it.
Well, you have the opportunity now to reach out and go back to those experiences and restart it again, like you said,
I
if
do,
that
and
is
it's
something
it
that's
just now it's
you're
a matter
passionate.
of opportunity cost. There are a lot of great things going on, and my hands are full. I'm working on. I'm very excited about what I'm doing with Firepole Marketing, which is also it's an
Yeah.
education business. I'm in the education business and have been for a long time. Um, I'm excited to see the empowerment that I help to create in entrepreneurs and business owners and the results that they have in their own businesses. And so it's what I'm doing for the next little while, but I do have other bigger plans on the horizon, and this is something that I'm hoping to get back to one day.
Yeah, I understand you have a big announcement this evening that you're going to
hmm
release, and we're all looking forward to that.
It's I'm very excited about this. I don't want to spill the beans
Yeah.
just yet, but
No,
I'm really
but I put
excited.
a little teaser out there.
And actually, this isn't going to run. This video isn't going to go public for a little while, so I can tell you, like
No.
I am. So the manifesto was just so very well received that
Yeah.
I've decided I am going to write a book at the encouragement of a lot of the people who've read the manifesto and who've interacted with me over the last several months. So I am going to write a book, and I'm going to do it in a very unique and different kind of way. And so I'm going to share that. That's the announcement this evening. Is kind of how I'm going to do it.
Yeah, that's great. I've received and admired the writing in the Naked Marketing Manifesto. It impressed me, first of all, that you gave it away for free. There's so many ebooks out there. You could have easily charged any price out there. I know Guy Kawasaki has published a variety of books, which I've read, and he's gotten more success with publishing ebooks than he did publishing the old fashioned paper bound book. And I was very impressed and appreciate the freeness of the Naked Marketing Manifesto. And you had a really unique spin on how marketing related to being naked. And it was so interesting that everyone can relate to it in a very basic way. And it just had so many great uh, tips and viewpoints and ways of thinking. I encourage everyone to go and get that free download.
Well, thank you. I'm glad
Mhm.
you enjoyed it. It's something I worked on for a long time because I felt that marketing has really gotten very complicated, at least on the face of it. But marketing fundamentally is not complicated. I mean, what is marketing really about? It's about aligning what you want, what you've got with what people want, and then telling them about it, right?
Right.
Which is really
Hmm.
simple. And so part of what I want, I mean, it's 42 pages, 42 small pages with large print. And I emphasize that because it's short and it's easy to get through, and it shouldn't be that complicated.
No.
And I'm very gratified that it has had the impact that I wanted it to have, and then some, frankly, which has just been wonderful.
Yeah, I advocate to local businesses that simple is better. And if a simple message is easily remembered and the complex message is forgotten.
hmm
And the simpler that a business can make something and engage with their audience and their target market is very important.
I
So
agree.
that was definitely came true with your manifesto. What are you working on now besides the announcement tonight? Do you have some coals in the fire?
Oh, I've got
And
lots of them, but I try not to
yeah,
spill the beans on things before it's time to unveil them,
no,
because
you got
everything
to
just
have
gets
the
too
mystery going.
confusing.
Yeah,
But
yes.
really, I mean, the big thing that I'm really excited about is to write this book. And
Hmm.
especially like this is going to be written in a very different kind of way. It's going to be done in collaboration with a lot of the people who've supported me thus far. And I'm really excited about taking on this project. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and there's the potential to create something truly amazing.
Yeah. Well, we all look forward to that process. And, you're on my radar. I'm trying to spread the word for some great places for businesses to go and learn about writing, or learn about headlines, or learn about how to best engage with or interact with your market. Because we need to keep them interested. We need them to think about us when they're going to sleep at nighttime, so that they want to buy our stuff the next day. In marketing, we are selling something, and too many people don't believe we are. But what's the purpose behind getting the word out there if you're not selling something?
Well, the core is that there's no distinction between, it's not like there's relationship building time and there's selling time. No, it's all about alignment. People follow me because I've got something that they want that is valuable to them. And that doesn't change when something's for sale, and it doesn't change when stuff is free. It's that same alignment that makes it a real fit.
Yep. Well, I think we're reaching the end of our allotted time, and I want to give you the chance to plug your business and your Twitter handle and all that stuff. So why don't you take a minute to do that?
Sure. Well, I mean, it's really easy. It's really straightforward. I'm all over the place. If you Google me, you'll find me. But the two things I just encourage people to check out is, if you're at all interested, go to nakedmarketingmanifesto.com, grab a copy of the manifesto. You don't even need to opt in with a name or email address. And the other thing of mine that you can look at is my book, Engagement from Scratch, which I co-authored with Guy Kawasaki and Brian Clark and a lot of other really great people. And you can get it on Amazon, of course. But if you want it, just go to engagementfromscratch.com and you can download the whole book for free. It's not like, 2 chapters and pay me for the rest. It's, 241 pages and you get the whole thing completely free. And, I'd love for you to have it, and I'd love to know what you think of it once you do.
Yeah. And I encourage everybody to please email Danny. He'll respond to you. He might not do it in 5 minutes, but eventually you're going to get an email from him.
I try to respond to all emails within 24 hours.
Yeah.
I don't always manage, but usually.
Yeah. I've experienced it firsthand, and I appreciate the time that you've taken with me today. My name is Maria Snyder. I have a business called Maria Snyder Consulting, and I look forward to posting this video very soon.
Awesome. Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks, Danny. Have a great day.